Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel U.S. Immigration. We hope you're doing great. Well, in today's video we will be talking about immigration reform news update. Asylum and immigration reform continue to be pressing topics in September 2024, as governments around the world face evolving challenges in managing migration. In this video we'll explore the latest developments, legislative changes, and policy shifts affecting asylum seekers, immigrants, and the global response to migration crises. Whether you're tracking U.S. immigration reform, asylum policy changes in Europe, or broader international trends, this update provides key insights into the most recent actions and their potential impacts. If you are interested in this, so to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So without any further delay, let's jump into the video. US Border Patrol's missing migrant program under scrutiny. The first update focuses on a controversial report concerning the U.S. Border Patrol's missing migrant program, which aims to prevent migrant deaths but may inadvertently contribute to them. This program redirects 911 calls from lost, Spanish-speaking migrants to Border Patrol agents instead of emergency medical services. Critics argue that this process prioritizes law enforcement over humanitarian aid. Internal documents reveal that the agency's aggressive pursuit of migrants, even when they are in distress, often exacerbates the danger, sometimes leading to fatalities. Despite the program's intention to save lives, hundreds of migrants reportedly fall through the cracks after reaching out for help. Critics claim the program's dual mandate, enforcement and rescue, creates an inherent conflict of interest. This setup, they argue, violates international standards for humanitarian assistance, where immediate rescue should take precedence over enforcement. Additionally, the Border Patrol's long-standing culture of hostility toward migrants has further muddied its role in rescue operations. Even with increased funding and advanced technologies, migrant deaths along the border continue to rise, prompting calls for a complete re-evaluation of border policies. Rescue procedures must be restructured to prioritize life-saving interventions over enforcement activities. Catholic Diocese Lawsuit over green card processing for religious workers. In New Jersey, the Catholic Diocese of Paterson has filed a lawsuit against several federal agencies over recent procedural changes in green card processing for religious workers. This change has created significant delays, threatening the ministry of thousands of foreign-born clergy members who serve in various faith communities across the U.S. The lawsuit asserts that the new processing methods violate religious freedoms by restricting the ability of churches, mosques, temples, and other religious organizations to retain critical foreign-born clergy. These religious institutions, already grappling with a clergy shortage, now face the possibility of wait times of up to 15 years for green card approvals. This issue affects a wide range of faiths, from Catholic priests to Buddhist monks who may be forced to leave the country due to visa expiration. Our religious organizations are lobbying for both legislative and administrative fixes. Some suggested solutions include allowing clergy to change ministry roles without losing their place in line and reducing the time they are required to spend outside the U.S. before reapplying for visas. The outcome of this lawsuit could have far-reaching implications for religious communities nationwide. Over 80 human rights and immigration advocacy groups have sent a strong message to the Biden administration, urging them not to revive the Border Act of 2024. This bipartisan bill, initially blocked by former President Trump's influence, would have granted the president broad powers to halt asylum processing at the border under certain conditions. Advocacy groups argue that the act would undermine the U.S. asylum system and could lead to increased migrant deaths. Provisions within the bill, including more funding for immigration and customs enforcement and a new asylum standard, are seen as harmful to vulnerable asylum seekers. These organizations emphasize that meaningful immigration reform should focus on reuniting families, reducing backlogs, and treating immigrants fairly, rather than using them as political tools. Texas judge blocks Biden's Keeping Families Together program. A Texas federal judge has extended a temporary block on the Biden administration's Keeping Families Together program for an additional 2 weeks. This program allows undocumented spouses and stepchildren of U.S. citizens to apply for green cards without leaving the country, but it's facing legal challenges from Texas and 15 other states. The judge refused to lift the stay, arguing that the state's claims deserve serious consideration. The judge also expedited the hearing schedule to address these issues promptly, highlighting the complexities of balancing humanitarian concerns with state interests in enforcing immigration laws. Court ruling protects asylum officers' confidential reports. Lastly, the District of Columbia Circuit Court has ruled that U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services can withhold the confidential assessments of asylum officers from Freedom of Information Act requests. The court's decision was based on concerns that disclosing these reports could impact government interests, leading asylum officers to temper their opinions or, conversely, allowing migrants to tailor their asylum claims based on insider information. While factual information from these assessments will remain accessible, the analytical sections will be protected to maintain the integrity of the asylum adjudication process. This video underscores the ongoing balance between transparency and the need to protect internal deliberations in the immigration system. That concludes this week's roundup of asylum and immigration reform news. Stay tuned for further updates as these legal and policy battles evolve. As we move further into 2024, asylum and immigration reform will remain at the forefront of global policy discussions. The recent changes highlighted in this update reflect the ongoing complexity of addressing migration issues and balancing humanitarian concerns with national interests. Stay tuned for future updates, as these topics will undoubtedly continue to shape international relations and domestic politics in the months to come. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Hello everyone, welcome back to channel US Immigration. We hope you're doing great. Well, in today's video we'll be talking about immigration reform news update. The latest asylum and immigration reform updates for September 2024 cover several key issues. First, a new report criticized the US Border Patrol's missing migrant program, which redirects 911 calls from lost Spanish-speaking migrants to Border Patrol agents. The video aimed at preventing migrant deaths has been accused of prioritizing law enforcement over humanitarian aid, sometimes leading to fatalities. Critics argue that the Border Patrol's enforcement rescue dual mandate is a conflict of interest, with internal documents revealing that the agency's pursuit of migrants often increases the danger. In New Jersey, the Catholic Diocese of Paterson has filed a lawsuit against federal agencies over procedural changes in green card processing for religious workers. The delays threaten thousands of foreign-born clergy members who serve religious communities across the US. The diocese argues that the changes violate religious freedom and disrupt community services, as wait times for green card may extend up to 15 years. Additionally, over 80 human rights and immigration advocacy groups have issued an open letter to President Biden and Vice President Harris opposing any revival of the Border Act of 2024. The bill previously blocked would have allowed the president to halt asylum processing under certain conditions. Advocacy groups argue that the bill could harm the US asylum system and increase migrant deaths, calling instead for reforms that prioritize family reunification and fairness. In Texas, a federal judge extended the temporary block on the Biden administration's Keeping Families Together program. This initiative, allowing certain undocumented spouses and stepchildren of US citizens to apply for green cards while remaining in the country, faces legal challenges from several states. Lastly, the District of Columbia Circuit Court ruled that the asylum officers' confidential reports can be withheld from Freedom of Information Act requests. The decision aims to protect the integrity of the asylum process by preventing the disclosure of sensitive internal deliberations.